Willie D live.
What's up, family? New developments in the Nolan Wells case. The FBI has cracked the case wide open. Look, fam, it took about 100 agents to get this job done, but they got it done. They arrested a California man. He is behind bars after sending Nolan Wells death-related threats to one of Nolan Wells' friend's stepmom, who is a Jackson County judge. Not really the news you were looking for, right? Yeah, I mean, this guy had nothing to do with the disappearance and murder of Nolan Wells. He was not on the boat. He had not had any possession of the phone. He didn't have the keys. He wasn't the last person seen with Nolan, but they arrested him. Who is this guy? Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumas. He has been charged with interstate transmission of a threatening communication, a federal crime carrying a maximum sentence of 5 years in the big house. Investigators say Dumas used the social media handle Yay962 to send Judge Ashley Cole threatening Facebook messages in the aftermath of Nolan's death. According to the Sun Herald, the charging documents include several messages allegedly sent from the account. One read in part, y'all ain't ready for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Get the kids out of the room. There will be a bomb coming to your guy's office in the next few days. It's going to blow you away when you see it, LOL. Probably best to have the boys there to see it as well. The message continued, blood, so much blood everywhere, hard to clean, especially from a boat, but yours will be quick, I promise. It concluded, I got all your info. Not even the FBI can stop this. Once that package is open, the timer will start. And then you have about maybe 10 seconds or less to ask God for forgiveness. Other messages allegedly threatened to strangle Cole's sons and included pictures of her children. Authorities linked the social media accounts to Dumas by tracking email IP addresses associated with it and cross-referencing date of birth, phone number, and street addresses tied to the account. Here's what I do not get. Why drag this nice, innocent woman into all of this? We had no knowledge that she even existed until now. Like, she didn't make any public statements. She didn't tell her son to scrub his social media account. She didn't call the other parents and tell them to tell their sons to lay low, be quiet. You know, she hasn't made any public statements that I can recall. Okay, all right, on a serious note. Okay, she did do all of that stuff, and she put herself out there. But here's the deal. Joseph, you need to understand that these people have a two-tier justice system. One for them and one for him. Him is you. So when you're threatened, well, you're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to do your own investigation. But if they're threatened, then that's when they use the tools. That's when they come out and use the tools. Because with all of these suspects, they have made not one arrest. With all of the people that's connected to this case, all of the people who have been connected to circumstantial evidence, none of them, not one arrest, not one charge. But they got to go all the way to California to charge somebody. And they charge somebody for making a threat. They ain't charge somebody for murder. They got all kinds of people they could charge for murder. They ain't charged one person for murder. They charged one guy for threatening a judge. This is what I say about when people who are in the judicial system, people who work in law enforcement, they get special treatment. Now, these are people that our tax dollars pay. We pay their salary. We pay for them to go on vacations. We pay for their children tuition. We pay for them nice clothes that they wear, that jewelry they wear, those trips that they take, that nice food that they be sitting around there eating and charging the city for. We pay for all of that. But yet, they got more rights and privileges than we do. They get respected. Their lives are more respected than our lives are. Think about that. I can guarantee you, if Nolan Wells was a white boy, and let's just say he was a police officer or a police officer's son, case solved. Case solved, because they would use their resources. They would use all of their resources. Yeah. So the FBI has already said they're coming after you if you're making threats to any of them people in Mississippi. Now, Mississippi they have an interesting relationship with the FBI, because no matter who gets killed in Mississippi under suspicious circumstances, they just can't seem to find a suspect, can't seem to charge anybody and put anybody in jail. And, even when you call the FBI come through and they like, everything checks out. We don't see anything. No, we ain't find nothing. We couldn't find anything. But boy, was they quick to make an arrest when they said, when they want to do something, they can do it. When they said we coming, they only made that announcement, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, that they said that they were going to make arrests for people that are threatening anybody, family or law enforcement, members of law enforcement or city or state officials. They said that they were going to make arrests, and they made good on it because they have the resources. So when they want to do it, they can do it. It's simple. It's not difficult at all. When they want to do the job, they can do it. So, Joseph, I don't know if you was playing or what. I don't know if you just thought it was sweet or what. But at the same time, to make a threat against a sitting judge, and that sitting judge is not liberal, if that sitting judge is part of that MAGA type thing, if that's her constituency, you going to jail. No questions asked. Now, if she was a Democratic judge or something like that, I don't know if she is. Maybe she is. I don't know. But typically, if she's a Democratic judge, ain't nothing going to happen. Not in Mississippi. Not in Mississippi. Mississippi play by total different rules, man. I know Joseph probably thought since he was in California, he was safe. But if you're in America, you ain't safe. If you go up against the system, she's part of the system. She's part of the system. And every other person who works in the system, from law enforcement, that's the sheriff, the coroner, the medical examiner, the police chief, the deputies, the judges, the prosecutors. They're all part of the system, and they're all on the side opposite of Nolan Wells. Believe that. None of them want those dudes to go to jail. None of them. They run the system. So how is justice going to be forthcoming? That's the question. What say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.